All right, I'm ready when you are.
Top Hill episode. Kobe.
Yes. Kobe season, boy.
24.
Yes, sir. And LeBron just won the game against Clippers.
They were killing it, man. They beat Milwaukee. They beat the Clippers.
Yeah, bro.
The Lakers
They looking good, bro.
They looking
really
good right now.
Hey, I might be a Lakers fan this year.
Man, you banned that. Bandwagon.
Bruh, I'm a Kobe fan, so
Okay.
I would love to see LeBron win one for Kobe. Like, yeah.
LeBron's winning it for LeBron. Let's be real. Come on.
Nah, he gonna win that shit for Kobe.
But why did he go to LA? He went to LA before.
Yeah, but now he really gotta win. Like, it's more of a purpose now.
No, he really got to win since he went. Like, if you in the NBA, you really got to win, period.
I feel that, but it's for Kobe, bro.
Okay, all right, whatever excuses. Okay. Yeah, man. How was your week?
Oh, it was great, bro. I had a good, productive weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, got a lot of stuff done as far as my business. You know, trying to keep up with Top Hill.
You got business?
Yeah, you already know.
I know.
And then, yeah, man, we had fun this weekend. You came over for my game night.
Oh,
That was lit. Got to listen to some new music.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. Like, there's been a lot of good new music, so I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah. We got a lot for y'all. This episode. A lot of music drop. Some last minute shit drop. We just kind of listened to and looked at it right before the show, too. So, yeah, we got to talk about all that. And we got a very special guest in the building tonight. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on in the second half, to say the least. But, yeah, we're going to introduce you guys to our guest coming up on part 2. I guess starting off, man, I just want to say rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. Today is the 23rd anniversary of his passing, and I just wanted to shine a little bit of light on the notorious B.I.G.
One of the greatest who ever touched a mic.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's fact. That's straight fact.
Obviously a legend. Everybody looks up and respects him.
What's your favorite Biggie song?
Bruh, it's too many, man. But
one that you could think of right now.
I mean, I like Juicy, and I know it's like kind of sounds corny because it's like
I was about to say the same thing, bro.
I know it's like one of his most commercial records, but what that song did truly was really break a barrier from niggas talking about how rap shouldn't be corny, or they were scared to try new things. You know what I mean? Right. And when Diddy gave Biggie this record, Biggie's like,
sample, bro.
He gave him the sample. Biggie was like, nah, like this soft ass record, you know what I mean? But when he hopped on it, he bodied that shit, and it became a worldwide smash.
He made it come to life. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
He really did bridge that gap too. So like, yeah, shout out to the notorious B.I.G., the legend. But what about you, man? What would you say?
That's my favorite. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that record.
All right, well, let's just get into the albums real quick because we got 4 bangers, for real. I ain't going to hold you. I don't even want to save it for you. Every single one of these Jones is that crazy.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So the first one, let's start off with Ignatius.
Yes, sir.
By none other than the legendary Jadakiss. What do you think about this one,
man? It's Jadakiss. I mean, he's always going to deliver when it comes to bars. Like, that's what he does best.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always in the top 5, and I don't blame people for putting him on their top 5 as a lyricist and somebody that has flow and bar and delivery. As far as his project, man, you know me, like, everybody got their own perspective and their own taste and stuff like that, but to be honest, man, this is something that I really feel like I want to put in my rotation. Like, I really would forget about it. Like, if somebody put it on, I wouldn't be mad at it. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's just like, especially the other albums that we're about to mention, it just hasn't been in my rotation.
Yeah.
So, and there's a special, like, fan base and ear for that. So, there's a couple of records that I like. There was one that reminded me of one of his hit records called Why. I don't know if you...
Oh, yeah. I love Why.
It's one of these records. I was like, it brought me back. I was like, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
It brought me back. And then, I can't remember what it was. I like Government Cheese. I like Me. I think Me was the one that we went to the Y. And Keep It 100. Those are the ones I like the most. So, yeah, man, decent project. If you into that particular wave, like just straight bars and lyrics, then I say, give it a listen.
This is real grown men rap shit. Yeah. Like, and he is very lyrical. You know what I mean? He gives you a lot of dope bars in his music. Obviously, he's Jadakiss. He's a legend. But there was something different about this album. It sounded a little bit different because he tried some new things. He tried some live instruments. He tried different sounds. Motherfucker, this nigga was singing on his records. You know what I mean? Like, he really did try some new avenues and some new sounds. And I really thought that this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Jadakiss album altogether. I mean, I really did like the last one he did with Fabulous too. Freddie Jason.
He did experiment a little bit. I will give him that.
Yeah, and at first I didn't really know what this album was for or the reason why it came out or anything like that, but
just for the love of it.
Well, not even just that. He did an interview with Breakfast Club, and he named it Ignatius. It means like the fiery one, and it's to pay homage to his best friend, his man's, who passed away recently.
Okay.
His best friend, he was like, that was his right hand man. He was the one that got him in shape, got him working out, got him into art. He was like always there for him, business and stuff like that. He talked to him like every day. Like every day, that was his routine. He talked to him and gave him a lot of wisdom, a lot of advice, and some of the things that his friend was telling him was like, hey, like you should experiment with your voice a little bit. You should sing here. You should grab these kind of instruments there for this song. It'll be dope. And Jadakiss has always been traditional Jadakiss. Like, nah, fuck that. I just want to rap. But this time, he did everything that his friend suggested that he did.
That's dope.
And I really do enjoy this project. I mean, not only the fact that it came from a real place, but it's just good. Like, it sounds good. It sounds fresh. It sounds like it's with the times. Another thing, too, like he said, he sold his place in Yonkers, and he actually moved in with his family. So it's like he's a little bit more, I think, aware of like what's going on now, sounds and stuff like that. Like, or he's hearing younger ears, probably giving him advice and stuff like that.
Should always do that.
Yeah, and I think that's what made this album really special, because we all love Jadakiss for his skill and everything like that. But when you introduce these different sound qualities and stuff like that, I think it brings it to that next level, that next stage. So I really enjoyed this project.
You said this your favorite one?
It's one of my favorite.
I like top 5 Dead or Alive is my favorite Jadakiss.
What was the one that Y was on?
You know? Dang, that's way back. I don't remember. He had I remember he had a red outfit on, like all red everything.
That's probably that's not only just my favorite Jadakiss song, but that's one of my like top 10 rap songs.
Oh wow, yeah. That record was special.
It was way ahead of its time. Yeah. All right, next shit. Meg Thee Stallion.
Real hot girl shit.
Oh shit, here we go. Y'all see, they defrosting in the background, y'all.
Hot girl summer. Times 2.
Yes, yep.
DC
part two, shit.
In the DMV, it was like 67 degrees outside today, so
right.
They was just showing out, you know.
They had the brunches out today. They had rooftop parties and shit.
Right. It was like, is that a brunch going on right now?
Somebody's.
Someone just passed a mimosa somewhere?
Right.
But yeah, Meg Thee Stallion. Sugar. Meg Thee Stallion was in the news a little bit this week. She got into some
label issues.
Yeah, a little bit of some label issues, you know. She signed a contract when she was very young, and you know, she's growing, she's making a lot of money now, she's blowing up. She's smart. And she wanted to renegotiate her contract, and they were pretty much like, you can't release no music right now. And she was like, fuck that. And she went live and, you know, voiced her opinion and stuff like that. And the courts were pretty much like, you can't stop her from putting out music. So what did she do? She put out some music. So, yeah, this joint was called Sugar, man. What did you think of this EP? It's not really an album. It's an EP.
I love Meg, man. I'm rooting for her. You already know that. I've been always talking about Meg, but overall, bro, like, I don't know. I just feel like it needs more. Like, it's only 9 songs, and I just feel like this is personally what I think. Like, you know, the label issues that she had. I feel like these ain't all the songs she was supposed to release. I feel like there was supposed to be more.
Well, this is not her album. This is an EP.
Oh, it's just an EP.
It's just an EP.
Okay, well, in that case, then it's fire EP, but not a good album.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's just she gave us the other EP, Fever. Not that long ago.
That was fire too.
Yeah, that was fire too. But the thing that I had the issue with Meg is that it's just there's not a song here that's memorable to me. But then again, she's not making the music for me at the same time. So
I would give it a second listen. That's what when I gave it a second listen, there was some ones that stood out.
Yeah.
But bro, like I really want her to make a classic album. I really feel like she got that potential. That's why when I listened to her, I was like, this is all she got. But she got, like I said, she got a lot of potential, and I see that she was trying something new too.
Yeah.
There is one song I don't like that I have to point out. I don't think she should ever do it again. Stop Playing featuring Gunner. She was trying to sing auto-tune.
Oh yeah.
With the whole Gunner wave or whatever. Bruh, like don't do that, man. Like that wasn't a good look. But overall, like I like Savage, Captain Hook. I think Captain Hook, the Neptunes produced that.
I think so too. Yeah. Because Pharrell was in the studio with her.
Yeah, I think that was the one.
It's gonna be out there.
I think it's gonna be her next single too. Captain Hook. I think.
And I still love BITCH. Like that shit. That shit is hard, bro. I play that shit all the time.
That's a classic sample.
But Savage, she really went in. That's one of my favorites.
Savage, she went in.
And Captain Hook.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. Like she's talented. She's gifted with her rhymes and bars, and she gives you some really dope music.
She's
man.
better than a lot of niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it, who's out right now?
Yeah, she's
killing.
She is, and I like how she came on Ain't Equal, the first song. She just came in really raw with it. Like you could just tell, like it was just a raw ass intro. Like cut all the fat out. I'm rapping right now. Like. Straight bars.
And she letting you know like where she come from. I love rappers like they give you who they are and where they came from.
Right.
It's giving me a visual representation of you in your city. So
yeah,
I fuck with that heavy.
Shout out to Meg, man. Shout out to the Stallion.
Yeah, she a queen, bro. She going that next project. I still got my hopes up.
She probably gonna wait until the summertime to drop that. You know?
Yeah, just get all your stuff straight.
All right, so. What we got next? We got, another queen.
Another big.
Dang, you already had this joint already pulled up. Like, dang, bro. Like,
yeah, wasn't playing, bro.
Yeah, no, you sure weren't.
Is this the right track?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Jhené Aiko with the album Chilombo.
That's how you pronounce it, right?
Hey, that's what I said. This is not how you pronounce it. It's how I pronounce it. Yeah, man. This is just soul music right here. It's just if you were a Jhené Aiko fan for a minute, you already know what she brings to the table. The one thing I loved about her is that she didn't cross over. She didn't switch up her style, her sound. She was very, very true to herself. And she is just getting all of her flowers right now. I don't know who is on her team. I don't know what adjustments they made. But she is having one of the best rollouts of the year.
Right.
She had an incredible, it's just like chess moves. Like, you know what I mean? Like dropping the Trigger freestyle to doing the secret, none of your concerns, secret verse with Big Sean to, doing the music videos that came out, doing the, announcing her tour before the album. Mm-hmm. And that sold out every single city.
That's wild.
But it sold out every city, man. Like, Jhené Aiko.
Not every artist could do that. Like,
no, they really
amazing.
can't. Yeah, and that's really an extensive tour as well, too. Yeah, man. This album is nothing short but just great soul music, honestly.
I agree, man. Like you said, the overall layout and how she came off in the new year with her new songs and the videos, just everything how they promote it was just greatly done. And then, bro, like the best way I could describe this album is just it's just beautiful, bro. Like, I really feel like I'm gonna give it some time. I'm not gonna, slice it too much, but I really feel like this could be a classic album. I just gotta let it sit for a minute.
Yeah.
Cause I can't name a bad song on there. Like, I could literally let this play, and I love the one of the things I appreciate about her is her storytelling. Like, I really get into it. Like, she's like a rapper almost when it comes to storytelling. So
soul rapper.
Yeah, pretty much. I love it, man. A lot of my favorite songs is the ones she put out first, and then I like BS featuring her. Shout out to her, bro.
Her's working.
Her is working
right now. She just launched her new sunglass line too.
Yeah.
Her is working right now.
She's a special talent, bro. Like,
yeah.
Somebody just tweeted. I agree with him. It was another musician, Xavier Omar.
Okay.
He was like, bro, we already know her as a star, but she gonna be a mega star.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
She's grooming already. Like, I mean, she's on all the red carpet. She's at all the right kind of events. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's
killing every feature. Like,
yeah, she is. And she could do songs with YG and do songs with Jhené, you know what I mean? Like, she's versatile too. So.
And I love every feature on here. Like, every feature she used, like, okay, Big Sean, of course.
Gotcha.
Future Miguel, that song perfect. Was amazing.
Absol
was good.
Shout out to TDE and her still showing respect back to that label because they really did push her really early. You know, she's done music. That. She's done music with all the TDE artists or collab with them. So shout out to the TDE.
And then you got, I don't know who Dr. Chill is, but he did his thing or her. I'm not sure. Then John Legend, and then Ty Dolla $ign again.
No. You. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
What?
You skipped the legend, the God.
Yeah, it was a good song, bro.
No. Okay.
Nas, my bad, bro.
Nas, my bad, bro. Okay, bye.
My bad. That was a really good.
She had the number one feature, but Nas did grace one of the tracks. Is called 10K Hours. Yeah, man. This is dope. You know, and Jhené Aiko comes off as like a soft, sweet, angelic looking kind of girl, stuff like that. But she's from Slauson. You know what I mean? She's from the same neighborhood that Nipsey Hussle is from. You know what I mean? Okay, so she actually, when Nipsey Hussle, Memorial was going on the Staples Center, she's the one that sang. She did one of the opening songs or whatever. But yeah, they were very close. They were very cool. That was like her big bro.
You know what? Now that you said that, there's a song I can't remember. I want to say it's Magic Hour. Mm-hmm. And I noticed when she was singing. No, actually, she was rapping. I don't know if this is her or somebody else, but it was somebody rapping. It was a female, and it had a Nipsey flow to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was her, but that was a great job because it reminded me of Nipsey. Mm-hmm. Got me in that moment. So, Dang, I'm mad I don't remember what song that was.
It's a lot. The only thing I'm gonna critique about this album is that, her sound is so unique, and so when you give us 20 songs, it's really hard to digest that many Jhené Aiko songs just because I can't play this album at any moment. For me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, I can't. All
right, so you about to go out to the club and you about to play this Jhené Aiko job?
Yeah, if you let me, sure.
All right, we ride in the separate cars. But
it's a vibe for me. It's deep too, bro. Like, I didn't even cut you off. It's just so like I could get in depth in a lot of these songs. Like, and when she was talking about it on Twitter, I was just like, wow, to see her perspective on each song, it's phenomenal, man. I love it.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it, but like I said, I just can't. It's so much. It's 20 songs. They're all, majority of them are slow. I mean, you get some of the songs like Ho and...
I would say that, like, towards the end of the album, it just got super slow. I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of sleepy.
Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe that I got, so... But at the same time, it's still great music for what it is and what it's supposed to be, so... Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out to her, man. She got the best R&B album out right now.
And Pussy Fairy too. Oh, this is one other critique I had. Why'd you have that nigga in the background dancing to yourself? You could have did that by yourself. That nigga, he was the most unneeded extra.
Yeah, he looked out of place in that.
He looked super out of place.
You could have really done it by yourself.
Yeah, but
I agree with that.
But Pussy Fairy is fire.
I didn't know she could dance for real. I thought she just sang.
Mm-hmm. She was paying tribute to Aaliyah. With that one.
She definitely gave me Aaliyah vibes. Like her whole aura.
We've been fancy versus B2K. Come on.
And Leah's my favorite R&B artist of all time. So I like this.
I'm telling SZA.
I love it, Leah.
Hey, shout out to Chef Rana. She funny as shit. She said, "I'm telling SZA."
SZA, she cool. She did have one of the best albums of the decade.
One of the best?
Oh, the number one.
Oh no! Now okay. Now the number one.
And that's on live.
Yeah, that is on live. Fight me.
Okay.
We can debate about this. SZA had the R&B album of the decade.
Stop lying to yourself. You're making people angry.
Who had a better R&B album than
Rihanna? Anti. No. Beyonce. No. Lemonade.
No. Solange had a better album than Beyonce.
I heard you.
Careful. Facts.
Careful. See, the Table was great, but it's not better than Lemonade.
It is.
No, Chad. See, the Table was a really great R&B album, but Lemonade.
It would be between SZA and Seat at the Table. They up there.
Chris Brown, Fame.
Oh, that's not even an R&B album. That's pop.
The nigga sings, Chad. Rhythm and blues.
That's not no R&B album, bro. I'm sorry. That's more of a pop.
I understand. I'm not gonna get through to you, and that's okay.
And it's labeled as pop. You go look it up right now.
Jive. Talking about Jive or RCA when he was back with them.
I don't know.
All right. So T-Pain was also signed to them too. But anyway, it wasn't his album wasn't pop. Anyway, there's a lot of albums that came out this decade that was better than SZA. Rihanna is one. Beyonce have one. Chris Brown have one. The Weeknd. All of The Weeknd's albums. I'm sorry, is better. Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. Last but certainly not least,
Lil Uzi Vert.
We've been waiting on Eternal A Take or Baby Pluto / Renji / Uzi for the past 4 years.
I thought I wasn't gonna get it till I was 30.
I know, because he was playing games. He was like, "I'm dropping when Rihanna dropping." I was like, "Shit, we never gonna hear this." But Lil Uzi Vert finally dropped Eternal A Take. He had a dope rollout too.
Why they got the wrong art cover on here? Come on, Google, you fucking up.
That's not Google, that's Wikipedia. Come on now. Shouldn't be using that anyway.
It's on a Google site.
Site source, Wikipedia. Look, I cheated.
Oh, that's the first thing that pops up.
Right there. All right, so Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal A Take. Where do I begin? This whole album is fucking fire. Like, this joint is a slapping banger from 1 to 18.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I am too, because I wasn't like the biggest Lil Uzi fan, or you know me. I normally like more lyrics and more substance in my rap music. Mm. But it's something about this album that just makes you want to like move. It just I don't know. It just awakens.
You know what it is? I think for you.
What?
Because you love space sounds.
Yeah.
And with this album, I feel like just like Kid Cudi is taking you on a journey. Mm-hmm. Like you're just going to a different planet. For real, like
he got abducted in this album, yeah.
Because it's like as soon as you press play on the first one, you're like, oh shit, I ain't never heard no shit like this before.
Right.
So automatically from the first song, you just taking off somewhere.
This whole album is a party, bro. Like, and his flows are so different. Like, I like the way how he plays around different flows. Like pop, like he killed that. Silly Watch. Like,
I'm glad you mentioned his flows because when he flowing on these songs, bro, he's floating on this.
Yeah, he's literally floating.
He's floating like, bro, that shit is insane. Like I never see somebody so secretly go with the beat so well. Mm-hmm. Like every punchline, every flow he's using is going right with the beat. Like that shit is insane to me. Yeah, that's a talent in itself.
Yeah, it really is. Because now, obviously, you got people out here like Blueface that don't know what the fuck he's doing. But but you got, like you said, Uzi just bodied every single beat to the millisecond, hit every note the way it was supposed to be hit. From Pop, from You Better Move, from Homecoming. Every song on here is great.
It started off really good too.
Yeah, Baby Pluto, the first I don't know where the flaws are. Let me find a flaw.
I love the transition from the first song to the second song. Mm-hmm. That was beautiful. I love songs that transition to the other one.
Oh, I do see a flaw. Foot and Shuffle 2020. That's the only song I hate.
Yeah, I forgot you don't like that.
Yeah, that's the only
that's
song.
That's on fire, bro.
No, it's not. I don't like it. I don't like that TikTok. Fucking look at that song.
It's a TikTok song.
And then another thing that I liked about this too is that he only gave us 2 singles at first. He gave us the Foot and Shuffle, which I didn't care for. Then he gave us That Way, where he remade Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way. And he gave DC a shout out. Appreciate that. And he killed that joke. And then when he dropped the album, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, those are just the extras. Here's a whole album." I like it when artists do that. Like, you give us fresh new music. You know what I mean?
I like that too.
And then
don't give us the same shit.
And then, have you seen what he's been posting lately?
Oh yeah, he said he was going to have another album out.
Yeah, he said this was just part 1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He said part 2's coming, so he just got the Future verse cleared. He got Lil Baby. He got Young Thug. He got a lot of people on the deluxe.
Crazy. He's taking over this shit.
Yeah, because so if you guys don't know, this first half of this album, he only has one feature. Sid, that's the girl or whatever that's singing on the joke.
Yeah,
that's the only feature.
She's with the internet. Sid.
Yeah. Internet is super dope. So that's the only feature. So now this next jump to deluxe, that's where all his friends are about to come in and just fucking.
I can't wait.
Murder.
I can't wait, bro. That's probably gonna be all on my playlist too, bro.
Cause this, I don't know what song to take out, honestly, cause.
Well, like you said, Silly Watch is probably my absolute favorite. That shit just hit hard. The beat itself, the way he flowed on there, and then I like. Oh, this song, this record people sleeping on. You Better Move.
Oh, no, I'm not sleeping on that.
This shit is so special. Cause, bruh, I'm not gonna hold you. I know we not gonna roll it loud no more.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to go roll it loud just to see.
Just to see that. I was thinking the same shit.
That's gonna be a movie. That song, You Better Move. That shit is. When you listen to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, this shit gonna rock. It's made for concert.
Oh my god, yeah, you can tell. You can tell Uzi know what he's doing. He's definitely one of those people that you want to see perform live. Definitely lit. When this Joan dropped, I was thinking the same thing, Chad. I was like, this Rolling Loud set's gonna be insane.
Yeah, he's a rock star for real.
But I'll be willing to go to his concert though. When he comes to DC, I'll probably be there. Honestly.
This song we need to highlight too, Chrome Hearts Tag.
Yes. Shout out to Chief Keef.
Yeah. I didn't know he could make great beats like that.
Right.
I seen the video when he was making the beat. I was like, this nigga's like that. I was like, he should do more producing than anything.
Yeah, that's
Shout
a fact.
out to Chief Keef though.
Shout out to Travis Scott for clearing the sample for prices.
When I heard that, I was like, they had the same. They used the same sample.
Yeah, he asked Travis Scott personally if he can use that beat.
So is that Travis Scott? Did Travis Scott sample it from somebody else? Or?
It was Travis Scott's song that he did. I think it was back in Rodeo. I forgot the name.
I know that song, but did he sample
it from somebody else? I don't know. All I do know is that Uzi had to get it. Well, Uzi asked Travis if he could clear the song for him, and Travis blessed it.
I did not know that. Because I did want to point that out. Like, why he using my man Travis sample?
Yeah, he got blessed.
That makes sense.
And then P2, obviously, for one of his biggest songs he redid, you know what I mean? That was lit.
Oh, yeah. People was hyped over that.
Shout out to my man. We added in, I never read your name. We Eat and B. Shout out to my man Brian, dog.
We Eat and B?
He said homecoming lit, low main.
I know
lit.
Brian fuck with that joint, bro.
Yeah, I know Brian fuck with it. Shout out Happy Hungry Vegan. Balenci.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that, bro. There's so many. This is me, my personal preference. There's so many fashion references in this joint.
Yeah.
So I connect with it heavy just off of that.
I don't connect at all because he was talking about using his Dior shoes as Vans. I'm like, nigga, you're just disrespectful.
My nigga, he get it. He get it.
No, he
get it.
No.
He said no.
Nigga,
comment.
What's up?
What's up with that Drake leak?
Which Drake leak you talking about? Because Drake was leaking a lot of shit.
Yeah, not hit.
I know he did. Him and Future dropped the What a Time to Be Alive 2 leak that came out. Then if you talk about Desires, that came out. And then the Chicago Freestyle and the When They See Us. Or When They Say When, I mean. But yeah, let us know which Drake leak you're talking about. He said the album. Oh yeah, we talked about that I think 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, a couple of episodes ago, bro.
That jump, I fuck with that jump heavy though.
With the leak, yeah.
Yeah. What a Time to Be Alive too. I'm still waiting for the finished product.
I kind of just pick certain songs to listen to. I ain't really want to listen to it because I'm waiting for the full thing to...
I'm usually on that same wave, but because Drake and Future are just A1, just amazing as artists, their music that's not done still sounds better than most niggas done shit.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So that project to me, I still bang with that jump heavy. I still bang with it heavy, Mo. Yeah. What else do we say about Lil Uzi, man? He's breaking records right now.
Fire, bro. Yeah, he's on the radar. He's #1 on the charts. That's not surprising. He knocked off Roddy Ricch finally. Yeah. Roddy Ricch was on there for a minute, bro.
Mm-hmm. Every single song on this is going to be on the top 20. It's already about to become gold. It's on its way to going platinum already on day 3. This thing is going just on a whole nother level of
Yeah, man. It's what we expected.
Yeah, people have been waiting for this too. The anticipation definitely played a factor on this rollout. So he took full advantage of that. He let his fans pick the cover art too, which I thought was a dope.
He had 3 cover arts that you could choose from. So
yeah,
I actually picked this one.
I did too.
I like this one.
Yeah, I picked this one too. So those are the 4 albums that dropped this week. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna cut this part 1.
Okay.
We gotta get into part 2.
You're not gonna choose which one's top?
I think we should let our guests come on, and then we should all decide on what we think our top 1 is going to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take a break. We'll see you guys on part 2 of Top Hill Pod. We out.
No, not even.
You started it live already?
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Top Hill episode 24, part 2.
Yes, sir.
And this is a very special episode because we got a very special guest that's about to grace the studio.
Yes, sir.
My motherfucking man. He go by the name of Rico. He's the CEO of DCA Customs.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man Rico. Come on through, man. Welcome to Top Hill. What's good, bro? Yeah. What's up, man?
Good to have you on the show, man.
What's up, man?
It's a lovely day.
It's a lovely day?
It's definitely a lovely day.
What makes it so lovely, man?
Mass quantities of alcohol.
What did the church say? Fuck twerking. Can you show me how
Fuck
to dump
twerking. Can you show me how to dump a clutch?
Hey, that's real life. Hey, man. Y'all don't catch the car reference. That's for manual transmission.
In case anybody realize, DCA apparel line.
Hey. You know. Hey, okay, you got that.
We out here.
Y'all got size 3Xs?
We got everything. Actually, this is a 3X.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I literally shrunk it intentionally right before I left.
What?
I literally got the order into the shipment today. And I threw them straight in the wash, hot water, straight to the dryer. Shrink it down. Because, the supplier gives me shirts that, are not true to size. Okay. So, a 3X needs to order a 4X. Wash it, dry it, shrink it down, it fits. You buy it, if I buy a 2X I really fit, and wash it and dry it, you gonna see my navel piercing.
Bro.
don't make it weird though. But eye contact makes it gay. But
but I'm glad you broke that down though, because you not a full certified big nigga shit.
Yeah, I'm on the barrier.
Yeah, you're on the barrier. You know
I'm almost there. 3 more double cheeseburgers, it's on.
So now I know. So I'm gonna have to get me a shirt, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you up about that after the pod.
I got quite a few actually though. I got ladies line. I got a men's line.
Okay.
Trying to do everything I can.
Well, man, you're doing it. So let's dig right into it. First of all, thank you for coming to Top Hill. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. Tell us about DCA, man. Where did it start? What made you want to do it in the first place?
Okay, so as I've said so many times through the history of our great friendship, the greatest university in this nation will always be the University of YouTube. I legitimately started my company by watching YouTube videos and learning how to wrap a car.
That's wild.
A lot of people don't remember what is referred to as the big red dick. But years ago, I had this 2001 Chevy Suburban, Fireman Red. Okay. And I wrapped the hood in what people refer to as the evil Jester. Okay. It was just a generic Jester. It looked really evil. It was the entire hood wrap. In the midst of doing that, I also dyed the interior because it was tan. I turned it to black and red. And then from there, people were just like, hey, you should do this. You're good at it. Yeah. So I actually originally started when I was down in Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fayetteville. Shout out Fayetteville. Yeah. J. Cole was good. Yeah. I started out down there as 26 Autosport. Okay. Came back to the D.C. area, and that's when I rebranded as Clubhouse Customs. Right. Okay. And then after a couple years of Clubhouse Customs and building my brand and becoming something more, I decided it was time to flip it and take a more professional mainstream approach. Okay. And that's when I rebranded again to Diamond Concepts Automotive, or DCA Customs as people know me as. Okay.
What we say is some of those things that you did to, I guess, like, upgrade it to that professional status, as you call it now?
I think it was more a mentality than anything. Yeah. When I started this, I was your common street nigga. There's no way around it. Right. Don't shake your head like that.
I just agree with what you said.
Yeah, I see you shooting nigga. Like, nah, bro. But legitimately, I started out somewhat young-minded with this. And when it was 26 Autosport, it was get all the niggas in the hood. Like, I had nothing but dope boys in Vietnam. When I came back to D.C., it was only the car club community that knew me, so Clubhouse Customs worked. It was spelled ghetto. I didn't even realize it.
2 Ks, no C's.
Yeah, like I spelled it like I was a blood. Like, I didn't mean to do it. It just happened, you know, because I was trying to keep that edgy look. Yeah. And then I realized that I was tapping more into your mainstream clientele. I remember the first time that I realized I needed to step my game up, a guy came to me with an Audi R8, which anybody that knows cars knows that's a $150,000 car. Right. The definitely. Iron Man Audi, for those of you that don't Iron know. Yep. And he came to me and he goes, I want to wrap this gunmetal gray. And my first thought was, why would you fuck this car up? But my second thought was, wow, I've got real clientele now. Yeah. You know? And at that point, I decided that I needed to rebrand. I needed something that was, I don't want to use the word elegant, but I wanted something more professional that people could relate to without looking at it and saying, am I going to be robbed at this shop? I mean, let's be real. The physical location is way outside Baltimore County. Right. Like, let me say that again slower. Baltimore County.
Wait, where's it located at?
Edgewood, Maryland. It's way out in the county. It's literally like 32 minutes from the Delaware state line. Okay. Oh, damn. I do a lot of mobile installs because most of my clientele does tend to be Prince George's County or Northern Virginia. Right. So I do a lot of mobile installs for that reason. I'm actually right now in the middle of arguing a price for a location in Woodbridge, Virginia, so I can have a Northern Virginia location open. Okay. They're not liking my price, and I'm not liking theirs, so it's not going well.
Well, you know your worth, you know what I mean? Exactly. That's so somebody's gonna have to pay you that money.
Yeah. So we're working on getting that second location open, or possibly only location, depends on if I decide to move or not. But you know, it just became a sense of, you know, elevating the game. You know, you can't. One thing I've noticed, especially through this past couple months with you guys, is that your black business owners are trying to cater to the black community. And that's how I was, because that's all I knew. I grew up in I was a Brooklyn native, Flushing and Nostrand, you know, Bed-Stuy, do or die. I came from Bed-Stuy to PG County. Like, Brooklyn 2.0.
Right.
And all I've ever known was the black community. You know, I mean, keep it real, I'm all of 37% black.
That's enough.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
But, you know, when I started, it was like, cater to the black community, cater to the black community. And then you start realizing the black community doesn't want to pay the same prices. And it becomes a struggle.
That's true.
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Very true.
I have my handful of clientele that is the black community that doesn't care. They're not going to nobody else but me. They don't want to talk about no other shops. And those people I genuinely care about. And, you know, I take those clients as very important to me. But unfortunately, you know, and even watching the videos of you guys talking to other black business owners in this area, a lot of black businesses move out of the area. And that's kind of the same thing I'm in the transition of right now, except I'm in that weird place where it's, do I move my business out of the black community or do I double up and have a business in a black community and still go try to steal the white dollar?
Always steal the white
dollar.
You brought up a really, really important question that we all need the answer to. So, obviously, we are all from a predominantly black area, and we've seen things change recently. I personally seen more and more people actually starting to support more black businesses and start being more cool within the last couple of years. You know what I mean? People, it seems like people are starting to finally get it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, why is it that when Koreans come over here, they only buy from the Koreans? And why is it when, you know, the Hispanic people come over, they only support them? You know what I mean? Like, we're finally starting to get that. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go support my friend that has her nail salon or the hairstylist or whatever. You know what I mean? What do we have to do, or in your opinion, what do you think has to happen for us to start respecting our own value? You know, because that's basically what it comes down to. Because some people are like, okay, I want to go to this black business, support this, but
playing the game right now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if I just go to, one of the main shops, will they do a better job? How do we fix that problem?
I'm gonna answer that in two parts.
Okay.
All right. Number one is it's a simple fix. Pay attention to who you're buying from.
True.
It's real simple.
Right.
You know, you can come to me to wrap your car and pay me $2,500, or you can go to all the love in the world. My man Mike Kunza. He has a shop up in Rockville, Maryland. It's my man, $100,000. I actually used to work for him.
Okay.
He is a god at wrapping cars. I can't front at all.
Right.
But he white. Now,
yeah.
Mike's one of those white guys that you would call light skinned.
Right. Right.
But do you pay me $2,200 because I'm in the black community? Or do you play Mike and pay him more? That's the question.
Right.
And that's kind of what it comes down to, because so much of the black community is worried about the discount.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming to you, so can I get a discount?
You're my man. Like, can I get the... like, no,
not
bro.
at all.
It should be the opposite. It should be like, let me pay what your price is and support you, and
Anybody that knows me is gonna tell you, I've said this multiple times. It's actually literally still on my Instagram page right now. You don't stand in line for 3.5 hours to go into Foot Locker and buy a pair of Jordans and nag them about the price.
Right, exactly.
Don't come to me and do it.
Exactly.
My product is my product.
Right.
Now, on the other side of that coin, it's also very difficult to do. Now, I'm sure we're not supposed to be promoting here, but we're going to talk about it. On Netflix, Killer Mike has a series.
Love it.
You saw it.
I love it. Yeah, love it.
The first episode is literally him for 3 days trying to live black business only.
Right.
And it was one of the most difficult things in the world.
Yeah. And he was in Atlanta at that. Because
in Atlanta.
Atlanta is like the black mecca of the United States. So
that's like legitimately in the United States, if you're looking for black business, the first thing you think is let's go to Atlanta. And it's not.
Right.
It's not. You know, so there is a problem with that where there's a lack of black business ownership. I mean, even myself, like my wife used to go to black business owner in PG County to get her hair done.
Mm-hmm.
That's because she's a girl that I know and I call my sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's got a hair shop over in Capitol Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Black business, we stay with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with myself. Some people come to me because they say, I'd rather keep my money with ethnic people.
Right.
And that's where I'm just like, okay, let's go. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, let's go.
But unfortunately, and the same thing, like the guest you had a couple weeks ago, a young lady that does nails.
Yeah,
shout out her specifically nails. Sent that whole entire podcast to my wife because I'm like, maybe you should look at having her do your nails instead of us going up the way and having Koreans do your nails.
Right.
Because I'd rather you spend your money with the black business.
Right. And she's damn good too.
At the end of the day, I don't think a lot of people realize the power that spending your dollar as a black dollar matters.
Yeah.
You keep that dollar in your community. If you go even at something as simple as a nail salon, you go to a Korean place, what do? They go right to the trade commission.
Yep.
Flip that money to Korean dollar.
Yep.
And send it back home.
Exactly.
The money leaves our states.
Right. And then they go home. There's 10 motherfucking Koreans living in the same house, and they all doing the same thing.
Exactly. You know, and it's the same thing with my business. You know, I hate to say this because I don't want to pick out anybody in particular. I'm not going to say the shop name, but there is a well-known Asian-owned car customization shop in Eastover, Maryland.
Okay.
We'll call that the outer limits of DC.
Yeah, Southeast.
But he's one of those guys that everybody's known. They spent their dollar with him for years.
Right.
But nobody recognizes the fact that this guy doesn't have anything to do with the black community. At the end of the day, this dude's taking your money. He's sending that money back to his country to support his family.
Right.
And I'm not knocking that. It doesn't matter what ethnic group you come from. Because myself, I'm black and Hispanic. So, you know, it's still the same thing. You're not 100% keeping your money in the black community, but, you know, I put every 50 cents of your dollar, you know, to Africa instead of Puerto Rico. But look, the point is look, you know.
When it comes down to it, like, come on, dog. It's a different boat stop.
It's
still came from Africa.
Yeah, I got to stop in Atlanta before I get to Puerto Rico.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, you got to be conscious of that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, myself, you know, being biracial, it actually triggers me to embrace more ethnic businesses in general.
Okay.
So the guy that I have detail my vehicles is his family's from Honduras. Amazing detailer, one of the best in the business. But the only reason I deal with him is because I'm in Northern Virginia.
Right.
If I was up this way, I have 2 detailers that are black-owned, black businesses that they are the only ones I deal with. It's Unique Gloss, which is owned by a guy named Ace.
Okay.
And another one owned by a dude named Mike. I can't remember the name of his right now. But those are the only 2 guys that I would let touch my car.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, you have to be conscious of where your dollar's going.
Right. And then we also got a thing, too, man, because think about this. Susie from Salt Lake City, Utah, when she goes to a small business and she wants to buy a shirt and the shirt's fucked up, the first thing she doesn't say is, this is why I don't like supporting white businesses.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's like, no, I'm just not going to fuck with that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to go to another one.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's just a mindset for real. How I look at it, I think it's a mindset because you got some black businesses out here that can relate to you more, obviously, because they come from the same struggles or the same kind of background. And you know, yes, you're going to have some people that's not going to be great in this professional, but yes, at the same token, you're going to have people that want to take care of you because you look like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will tell you one thing. It is a major thing with my business about customer service. You know, I've had people that have worked for me in the past that I told them it's nothing more than customer service. I don't care at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, when someone talks to Diamond Concepts Automotive, I want them to feel like they're talking to CarMax.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, these people care about me.
Right.
That's important to me.
Corona.
All right, we can't both be childish. It ain't gonna be me that's gonna be a grown up. But yeah,
let me get my lights on.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, Unfortunately, I have heard multiple times. Mm-hmm. I don't want to spend my money with the black dollar. I mean, I don't want to spend my money with the black business because they're lazy or because they don't have customer service or because of this or because of that. Yeah. And I defy all of those laws. Right. I refuse. Right. Because at the end of the day, there is not a person in this world that's ever come to me for business and said I was lazy. Right. The longest I've ever taken on a job was 13 days. Right. That was doing Lambo doors, window tint, and a full chrome wrap on one car. Mm-hmm. 13 days is kind of outlandish for that. Right. That's actually a short period of time.
Let's just think about this real quick, how disrespectful that statement is, that black people are lazy. First of all, bitch, we worked for our ancestors worked for 400 years for fucking free and built this fucking country on their fucking backs. And then 100 years later, we have to work twice to 3 times as hard as you to make just the amount of money that a white man makes. Yeah. You know what I mean? On one job.
Well, I make more than the average white man makes. But right. At the same time, that's very true. Mm-hmm. Because I don't see a white guy out here driving from customer to customer to do window tint installs. I don't see a white man out here driving from customer to do remote start installs. Mm-hmm. It's, well, you're in Northern Virginia. Well, I'm in Rockville. So how you getting here? Right. And I just don't function that way. Right. You know, I have my Baltimore customers, my Baltimore area customers, that is. Mm-hmm. And then I have my D.C. and Virginia area customers. Mm-hmm. I even have customers as far as North Carolina. I actually had a guy drive to me from Charlotte. Right. Because he wanted my work. Yeah. And, you know, that was... That was one of the most mind-blowing experiences of my career because that guy stood there and talked to me and talked to me and talked to me. He's like, nah, I'd rather come spend my dollar with you than spend it with one of...
That's an amazing feeling.
Let's excuse my terminology here, but he specifically said, I'd rather spend my dollar with you than to get my car wrapped by one of these crackers in Charlotte. Yeah. Like, and that's what he said. He said there's not a single guy wrapping cars in Charlotte that I can go to that's black. Right. And... that was mind-blowing because I kind of laughed a little bit. I'm like, right, pushing the envelope on this one.
Nigga, we made
it. Like, oh shit, I'm light-skinned? but yeah, like the dude legitimately said that to me, which is crazy because I personally know 2 guys in Charlotte that wrap cars that are black. Right. But they're just not, they're not showing themselves enough. They're not doing enough to promote their business. Right. And I mean, that's unfortunate and that's another struggle. And that's why, again, anybody that knows me will tell you, I don't care at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is free. Yeah. I've had multiple people come to me and say, hey, teach me to tint windows. Hey, teach me to wrap a car. That chrome wrap that I was just talking about a few minutes ago, I brought a guy in that had never touched automotive customization in his life, and he wrapped half that car for me. Oh, wow. You know, and I mean, I paid him well and, you know, moved on, and, you know, unfortunately, he didn't end up staying with the company, but, you know, that kind of stuff is important, like, especially when you're in a position like me. Mm-hmm. I came up, I learned what I learned, I did what I did in the world, and then I decided I was going to customize cars. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever gave me a hand up, nobody ever taught me anything. 90% of what I do, I learned from YouTube. And that's the honest to God truth. People are baffled when I tell them that all the time. Yeah. But sometimes you got to self-teach yourself. Yeah. You know, the only thing I was ever taught by anybody that was not from YouTube was learning how to do remote starts. Okay. I was taught that by a company up in Montgomery County that I worked for a time. Mm-hmm. Great people. But, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, they taught me what they taught me, and then I parted ways with them. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what they do all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
exactly.
It's literally the game.
So, you know, because of the knowledge I've gained, I've now been in business 8.5 years.
Did you start this business by yourself? I'm curious.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I legitimately, I was given this very, very strong hand up from another black business owner at that. Right. I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. There is a amazing barbershop there. 26, I don't know, was it called 26? Yeah, 26 Cuts or something like that. I can't remember the name of the shop right off the top of my head right now because I only know the owner personally. Right. The owner of the place is a dude named Q. Okay. Most amazing black business owner I've ever met in my life. He had this unit that he had just acquired. He hadn't been there long. I lost my job and I spent I spent 12 hours a day in that barbershop. Whether it was trying to network with people or talking to this guy or literally we would play Madden like 5-6 hours a day. And then one day he's like, hey, you know about cars. Why don't you start tinting out back in the shop? Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. It's space back there. So he bought me a tent that was big enough to get SUVs in. It was like a 10 by 20 tent. He says, hey, go out there and start doing your thing. He don't ask me for no money, nothing. He just said, go out there and do your thing. So I go out there and I start teaching myself the window tint. I start doing hood wraps and small wraps like that. I start doing electronics, et cetera, et cetera. That is how this business started. Wow. It was that small. It was literally a tent in the back of a barbershop.
Wow. Shout out to the OGs, man.
Yeah. And that's why I am the way I am, because at the end of the day, like, if a young dude comes to me now and says, I want to learn this, I don't care. Come on, let's go. Right. Let me teach you. I don't care if you're not here in 6 months.
Right.
I want you to learn something because somebody had to teach me this.
That's exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, knowledge is free at the end of the day. And that's a big thing. And I think, honestly, it's a major thing that holds back the black community. Yeah. People want to learn stuff and then keep it away from everybody. Like, it's a huge secret.
It's an ego thing.
Right.
Yeah, like, again, we're not going to say business names, but there's a very, very big business that tints cars for $100 a car in PG County. Ask me how many people they've taught to tint. Everybody that they hire has tint experience, can cut windows by hand, or knows how to lay windows or clean windows. Those are the 3 positions they have: cleaner, tinter, cutter. But they're not paying these people nothing. Most of them are Hispanic. And at the end of the day, they're not employing very many black men at all. In fact, there's one guy that I know does their remote starts and stuff in electronics now that is a black man, but he's still working for somebody else. And then the crazy part is half of PG County believes that the owner is black.
Oh, wow.
And he's not.
That's a lot of tricks too. Like, they'll put a black face in front of you.
Yes, and that's literally what it is. The guy that's in the shop, he's the manager. They go, oh, he runs this place.
Right.
No, he doesn't.
Right.
There's another guy that runs the place. He's a white man. Everybody knows him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So spend your money with the black guy. Spend your money with the black business, because that's really more important.
Right. And at the end of the day, you're going to see the results from it. And I think that it's starting to finally happen in PG County. PG County is getting a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of upgrades. I mean, you can go by, Capitol Heights, District Heights, and it's like, it don't look the same as it used to, 10 years ago. No. What they're about to do to Largo too, Largo's about to blow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I even saw it over in Bladensburg. I was just around my mama's way like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're aware of this, but Bates Trash Trucking Company.
Okay.
Bates Trash is actually a black-owned business.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Huge black-owned business.
Yeah.
Massive. And they actually just bought a quarter of a block of property in Bladensburg and opened up a diesel gas station for their trucks.
Oh, that's fine.
Like, I mean, like, the guy that runs that company is insane, which is coincidental in all ways that I know this information.
Right.
But I just coincidentally worked for UPS. Shout out to the person that got me a job. But I worked for UPS for a while, and coincidentally, Bates Trucking was on my route. And like, just walking in there and meeting with those people every day, I learned so much from them. The owner of Bates Trash actually came down one day, because I didn't believe it was black owned. But like, you got this massive trucking company, you're easily making multi-million-dollars a year off of trucking. And like, you're looking around and you start paying attention to stuff, and like he actually specifically hires felons because of the fact that he's really concerned about the black community coming out of prison.
Yeah, it's like the second chance is huge.
It is enormous. So you know what I'm saying? Like, for something like that to be growing that much in PG County is huge.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. That's absolutely.
And I mean, anybody knows, like 80% of PG County is run by Bates Trash. The other side is run by, Waste Management? Waste Management. And then they have I think 25% of DC, because I think they got the northeast area where You got Deanwood and all that good stuff.
Shout out Deanwood.
Yeah, they got that edge. They got that edge because then city trash takes over.
Right. Exactly. Like whenever you could throw a rock into Maryland, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, like literally, like you could trip on the curb and fall into Maryland.
So, I did that a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, Maryland. Man, there's so much that we can talk to you about, man. You got
Actually, I got one more question.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So when you open your new location, because I know you will, but
Ooh, yeah.
your vision, like, is it to hire more black people, or what's your overall vision when it comes to your next location?
I am on the fence with that one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. The window tinting world is dominated by Hispanic and white.
Okay.
There's no way around it. It's just it is what it is. However, because of my past experiences in management through different businesses, I prefer to hire somebody that has no experience.
Okay.
So if I had, a couple guys that came to me, it's just like, hey, I want to learn this. Yes, let's rock. Because I'd rather you learn my way than to come to me with bad
information.
habits. Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
So I really wouldn't mind. Like the goal was really, like legitimately, like I didn't know how deep I wanted to dive into it because I was scared.
Yeah.
But I actually considered going to a halfway house and just being like, hey, give me one guy that black man just got out. I want him.
Right.
And I'll teach him how to do this.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes to window tint, you don't have to worry about background checks and driver's licenses and all that stuff. Because that's the biggest thing that hinders the average man that comes out of prison.
Right.
So,
exactly. It's that curse, that scarlet letter.
And all you need is somebody that's going to take a chance on you. Because at the end of the day, you're not always a bad guy just because you did bad stuff.
And not even if you did bad stuff. You could have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time and didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
And like I said, I came up 90s Brooklyn. We not talking about new Brooklyn.
Right.
We not talking about gentrified Brooklyn.
Yeah, not hipster Brooklyn.
We talking about Biggie Brooklyn.
You show your age.
So exactly. Yeah, I'm old school with this, man. Like I was 15 running through Brooklyn with cats that like had already been in prison for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, that guy doesn't shake me. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna look at you and go, oh, you just got out of prison. Like, what? No, like odds are if he just got out of prison, he's had some time to think about what he fucked up.
Right. He's like, he wants to get his life together, you know? Yeah. I mean? That's dope, man. Use your black privilege, as much as you can.
Yes.
That's what it really comes down to. You know?
So let everybody know, Rico, exactly what all the DCA does. So every single thing that you guys do, so that way.
Probably easier to tell you what I don't do. We specialize in window tint, and when I say window tint, I talk about mobile window tint. We will come to you and install. Okay. Remote starts and alarms, again, mobile services. Wraps, I do both liquid and vinyl wraps. Okay. However, that's not a mobile service. Liquid and vinyl wraps, let's see. We do full interior customizations, custom lighting. That has been huge lately.
Hell yeah, especially in our area, man.
Yeah.
Everybody with a Charger and Challenger want to get them lights.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, like, a lot of the stuff that I do is 100% custom. I don't like, oh no, they'll make a kit for your car. No, let's make a kit for your car. Right. I got a dude with a Challenger that I took care of a few months ago. 12 halo rings, 3 light bars. Oh, 5 light bars.
Is that the Destroyer Gray joint?
Yeah, the Destroyer Gray joint had crazy halo rings everywhere. Like I said, fully custom, man. Like sometimes you just got to look outside the box. You know, you can't always stay boxed in. It's a horrible, horrible thing.
Absolutely.
But window tints, lights, wraps, again, DCA apparel. Tons of stuff with that, man. I'm coming up with more and more every day for that. Let me see. What else we got? Custom compartments, video, audio, radios.
I'm not going to talk about Chad's radio right now. This thing is put in the passcode?
Every time he get in his car, it look like somebody going into an Austin Powers bolt.
I'm still doing with CD player, guys. CD
that
player
was an
shit.
8-track. Don't play with me. But yeah, audio, video, pretty much whatever you want to do, man. I mean, the only thing that I don't do is paint. Which, of course, I have my liquid wraps as an alternative because anybody that knows me or seen the work,
honestly, that's better too because you can protect your
exactly.
You can protect your car by doing that too. And
exactly.
you can change it out whenever.
It's actually what it was designed for.
Okay.
When Plasti Dip originally came out, it was designed to create a protective barrier for tool handles. Mm-hmm. What Plasti Dip was a little round can, and you would take your pliers and you would dip them in and pick them up, and you would hang them. And they would dry, and then you had this rubber coating that would protect your tools.
Right.
And then somebody took that and said, "Oh, let's spray it on the car."
Just put it in the can.
Well, yeah. Originally they said, "Let's put it on the car." In the can, people start spraying wheels.
Yeah.
Then they took it to the next level and they put it in this gallon can, and we started spraying it on cars.
Right.
And then the next step was, okay, well, let's start coloring it. Yeah. So we started coloring it. Then after that, it was, let's just take automotive pearls. And then from there, like, it really grew, man, because when I started this, everybody knows the old DCA 5.0. Oh, man, Bianca. Oh, man. That car, man, like, that one was like stage one of what this stuff was. It was, okay, lay the color down, lay the pearls down, lay the gloss down. It looks nice. You get a satin finish. Yeah. Now it's, okay, well, let's lay down this 2-part chemical reaction, 2K automotive gloss. And now it's, you want to candy paint it? Let's go.
Right.
What you mean? So it's so in depth now. Like I can make custom colors. I can make custom flips. I can make glosses, satins, whatever the case may be. I can make it as if you got your car painted. And the beautiful thing is, at the end of the day, you lose no value in your vehicle because you're not painting your car.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, 3 years later, you go, I'm trading my car in. Peel it off.
Right.
Exactly. And now you've protected your paint, which is what the design was for.
Right.
You protected your paint. You don't have any rock chips in your car. You don't have any oil splats on your car. Right. You just peel it off, take it to the dealer, trade it in, and now you got flawless value.
Right. Or if you really want to flex, you just want to change the color, like, you know what? It's the fall.
Exactly.
I want to change my color now.
Exactly. I mean, like, me personally, of course, it's a little bit different for me as the owner of the shop, but, like, I like changing my car color 3-4 times a year. Yeah. It just is what it is, you know? Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time.
You're a business owner, so...
Yeah, like, I mean, anybody knows me right now, you personally, you've seen it, the Mustang has been getting wrapped for about a week and a half, and it's still missing a back bumper. So.
But it's looking good, though, for what you got so far. It looks
she's almost there. She's almost there.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on. We got to get you. Sure. We now got to get you in the Top Hill world. You know what I mean? If you don't mind, we got to talk about this music, man. So, before on part one, we broke down 4 albums. We had the Jada Kiss Joan, we had Jhené Aiko, Meg Thee Stallion, and Lil Uzi Vert.
Right.
I'm going to have to give it to Lil Uzi Vert. I think he just completely owned this week. I think with a surprise too, because. When the first albums dropped at midnight, we only thought it was going to be Jhené Aiko, Meg, and Jada Kiss. And I was rocking with that. And then midway through my job, Corey's like, it dropped! And I was like, oh shit, it's going down? So we ended up listening to that. And then from that point on, I'm not saying that we forgot about the other albums. I'm just saying that it diluted the other albums a little bit. You know what I mean? Just because so many people were waiting for this Uzi album, and it's just completely fire. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to give it to Uzi for this week for me. What you?
It's hard, man.
I know it's hard. And another thing, last thing I'm gonna say about this, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But each one of these albums are great in their own lane. Okay, definitely. So Uzi definitely has his own, the little people, the young people.
The rock
stars. You know what I mean? Jhené got that soulful, the soulful R&B vibe. Meg's giving you that raw, dope rap, you know what I mean? And stripper music. And then obviously Jada Kiss with that just grown, sexy, real hip hop, New York shit. You know what I mean? And it's like all of them were great in their own lanes.
Right.
And I'm just happy to just be able to pick.
That's why it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
But we just talk. I'm going based off this album overall. I think I'm gonna give it to Jhené.
Okay.
Cause I feel like that's gonna be talked about for years. Now, not to say Uzi's joints might not be talked about for years, but
right.
I don't know. Jhené, I feel like it's more. It's more relatable. I feel. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with her.
Right.
About you, bro.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it. Here goes the ignorance. So, this is what I'm going to say. As a native New Yorker, I got to go Jada.
Right.
Okay.
Got to.
However,
I
am not impressed.
Really? You wasn't impressed by the Jada Kiss album?
Not at all.
I understand. I understand
now,
that.
For those of you that don't know, I actually created that video you guys have seen posted over and over. Mm-hmm. Top Hill was just added on to it. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Top Hill was added on to the beginning of it to put me on as a guest. But the Me track by Jada, I'm not gonna lie, and I was over there when you was talking about which one gave you that old school feel. I was like, it's me.
I couldn't
remember. Me definitely felt like why.
Yeah.
It got you in that zone, but in a different realm because it has such an upbeat tempo.
Right.
Why brought you down and made you think.
Yeah, it did.
And Me brought you up and was like, oh, this shit rock.
Yeah,
But it's that same feeling though.
Exactly.
And Me, I can't even lie. Like, it spoke to my soul as a native New Yorker, trying to get back to old hip hop.
Yeah.
Because I hate to do this to y'all, but I hate Uzi. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Keep XXX and take Uzi too. Oh my I hate that nigga, yo. Oh my God. Like, I'm actually responsible for like 20 of those memes you saw where this nigga was like, I only been here 3 days, I don't even know. Like, I hate this nigga, yo. This nigga is legally retarded. People keep playing his music, yo. But
oh my God,
I will say, yo, like it's not really just him. I just hate new hip hop.
Okay.
I'm such an old head when it comes to that. I am that uncle that goes, "Fuck y'all young niggas listening to." I'm that guy.
But can you? All right, but can you do this though? Can you separate the two? Can you put the Kendrick Cole's, Drake's, Wale's, Big Sean's,
all of them are our hip hop.
Yeah,
that was our hip hop.
Right.
That was the last of the final.
Right. And then there's new generation. I want to say like they're kind of creating their own genre in a way. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
and
it's
that's
not just that.
I would respect it more if they saw it that way.
I think
but
they do.
The fact that they keep categorizing them as hip hop,
it's not them.
Well, I understand it's not the artist.
Yeah.
But I need the music industry to say this is a new genre.
Right.
And that's what you got to call it. I'm sorry, because this is not hip-hop.
Right. I mean, it's hip-hop to an extent because it's hip-hop-ish. Like, they're still rapping. They're still giving you bars. You know what I mean? It's just the substance, what they're talking about. They are. Some of them are.
You're reaching.
I'm not reaching. Lil Baby gives you bars.
Who?
Lil Baby gives you bars. Lil Baby can actually rap.
Some of them can rap.
Some of them can rap for real, bro. Like, you gotta sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry.
Sometimes you gotta get past a little in front of their name.
This is my problem.
You know what I mean?
This is my problem. I want to say this on the air because I want to create more of a buzz. Look up Team Backpack. because Team Backpack is hip hop.
Okay.
This shit is not hip hop. This at the most maybe call it new generation rap, but it's not hip hop.
I get it. You know what I mean?
But you can't put hip hop in a box. Because I always
I absolutely will.
But listen, like, I always tell people this, like, back in the early 90s, they used to say NWA is not real hip hop. Like, they was doing something completely different.
My cup is hip hop. It's in a box. Fuck out of here. Like, you missing me with it. Like, I'm not fucking with it at all. Like, yeah.
But they were saying NWA was not hip hop. Like, it was a completely
NWA
different
was
sound.
completely hip hop.
But it wasn't back then.
At that time, it wasn't. They was thinking gangster rap was something completely separate from
completely. They was like, this is not.
True indeed.
because hip hop was more positive back then in the 80s. It was
Oh yeah,
more about
true indeed.
Yeah.
It was all about direction. It was about guiding the black community in one direction and saying we're gonna stop dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I do understand that.
And then you have the West Coast niggas like, we're about that shit.
Yeah, niggas was like, oh yeah, we gonna guide him. Shoot the fucking cop. But in that same essence, gangster rap was hip hop. They were still guiding their community. They were still indulged in their community.
Okay.
You tell me where Lil Uzi is indulged in his community. Because that nigga fucking... If he's indulged in his community, he at the Special Olympics. Like, you got me fucked up.
Hey, Mo, I'm dead, Mo. Let's get to the comments real quick. Shout out Happy Hungry Vegan. Just saying that we're dope. Shout out Nails by her. She said that she was disappointed in the Meg album. Jhené made her sleepy. Jada Kiss was Jada Kiss, but Uzi though. Shout out.
Are you tripping over all those? Who was that?
That's Nails by her. Shout out to Jamila.
Tripping.
I'm not upset with what her statements were. I mean, I like Jhené, made me sleepy. I wanted more from Meg. Jada Kiss, I think, was a notch up from traditional Jada Kiss. It definitely wasn't traditional Jada Kiss. That's probably why you don't like it as much.
I wouldn't call it a notch up. And that's genuine as a hardcore Locks fan.
Right.
I'm not, like, I'm talking about before D-Block, before Jada as a solo, before any of that. I'm talking about real Locks.
Yeah.
Anybody that's old enough on this podcast right now to remember the Locks, that was a different world, yo. Oh my God. Like, you remember Ride or Die Chick? Oh my God. Like, oh my, nigga. Oh my God. Like, it was niggas out here marrying bitches over that song. Like, you don't understand. Like, I just feel like there's nothing grasping you like that anymore.
Right. I mean, you definitely got to weed out the fat, right? Because there's a lot of new niggas out here, and not all of them are talking about shit, you know? And I think a lot of them now are starting, especially now because they were really pushing a lot of the heavy drug usage and just talk about a lot of bullshit, stuff like that. A lot of them are starting to try to do a little bit better now. Like, you got people, young niggas like Trippie Redd talk about he's not doing
That's how I look at it when it comes to stuff like that. I get what you're saying, but it's just like NWA, I'm going to go back to them. They're a product of where they came from. So these little niggas, like, we may not understand where they're coming from. That's the product of where they come from. Like, what they using in school, after school, shit like that. So they're just talking about what they know. Huh?
So, like, the short bus?
Nah, they was niggas. So it's just like, it's more related. It's not for us to understand. It's a new generation. Right. And I feel like they could probably reach more of the younger crowd than the older crowd.
I can genuinely say that I realize at this point that I am that old nigga. Yeah. Right. Like, I realize
that's why I say respect. Like,
because I look at the cats that was around me when I was 15 and 16 years old, and they was still out here bumping Cool in the Gang, and I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Right. Exactly.
So, like, I understand it in that aspect, but at the same time, I refuse to deem it hip hop.
But I still, you gotta respect the young niggas who are at least willing to listen and look up to the legends. Because you still got people reaching out to Kendrick Cole and Drake, you know what I mean? Reaching out to Jay-Z, you know what I mean? You got Megan Thee Stallion going to the Jay-Z's job.
I say this as a Brooklyn national.
Oh, shit. You always got to go to Brooklyn.
I've lost connection with Jay.
Oh. Explain yourself.
I've lost connection with Jay.
Explain yourself.
444 was it for me.
That was his last album.
I couldn't deal with him.
What? Wait, what are you talking about?
I literally, because it was Jay,
okay,
I paid the money to download the album. Because I'm like, I'm supporting Jay.
Right.
What's wrong with 444?
I literally have listened to that album twice.
That's your problem.
I will not listen to that album.
That is your problem, exactly right there.
I hate everything on it.
Bro, there's so many gems in that album that will help you out just as a black man, period, bro. Like, it's like necessary.
That's the problem.
Why?
Jay drifted.
To what?
I need Jay.
That is Jay.
No.
That is new Jay.
I need reasonable doubt.
You're not going to get no more reasonable doubt.
Well,
These niggas not getting working projects no more.
I need him to go bankrupt.
No. This nigga is married to Beyonce. He got 3 kids.
Yeah, right.
She can go broke too. Fuck the Beehive.
Oh, God, no. All right, we'll take a quick break. The lights are about to shut off.
All the power shuts down for 6 square blocks.
Right. So we say beehive?
They already
They outside, bro. All right, we're not going to talk about Jay no more, bro. That's disrespectful. All right, anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you said that, bro.
I genuinely, I'm speaking like genuinely as like a Brooklyn native. Like,
what's your favorite Jay album?
Reasonable Doubt, by far.
But that's okay. But
By far. And
to
I say that as a cat that recognizes what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
When did you recognize Reasonable Doubt?
Oh, it was late. Yeah,
when did you recognize
I was
Reasonable
8 or 9. My dad played it.
But that's what I'm saying. But when was it though? Are we talking like late 90s?
early. Well,
This was early 2000s.
Okay. When did Reasonable Doubt come out?
This came in 96.
Well, it actually came out in 95. But what I'm saying is, nobody recognized Reasonable Doubt for what it was in 95.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And most people, early 2000s, realized what Reasonable Doubt was.
They went back, yeah.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but he was so ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
At that point, it was insane.
But the music industry was different at that point.
Oh, yeah,
too. You know
absolutely.
What I mean? You got to deal with A&Rs and put. It was a lot of bullshit that you got.
There was none of this fucking independent. None of that.
Right.
Independents didn't make it outside their neighborhood.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, man. I mean, I get it. It's Reasonable Doubt, but 444, man. I urge you to listen to it at least one more time.
Yeah.
You grab some
444
if we took Reasonable Doubt out the equation, 444 still wouldn't be in my top 5.
I mean, and that's okay. Jay-Z is competing with Jay-Z. He got 13, 14 albums, and they're all great. You know what
I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what? You know what my number 2 is?
What?
Unbelievably?
What?
His Unplugged album.
Is it?
Yo, his Unplugged album, even though it was all just the same shit, hearing it with those real instrumentals, with those real instruments, it was mind-blowing. It was like hearing the music for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I literally saw, there was a young lady on my Instagram that posted what looked like the Unplugged emblem earlier, and I got a bundle. I was like, yo, why the fuck would you do that? Like, I thought Unplugged was back. I got emotional for a second. Right. Because Unplugged was one of the greatest things of my era. Okay. You know, I don't know if you guys really got to indulge it the way I did.
I was 3.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. But Unplugged was like one of the greatest things of my era. Like, to see those artists go out there. Like, because Jay-Z did his Unplugged album with the Roots.
Right.
Like,
I like Lauryn Hill's joint.
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing.
Lauryn Hill's was insane.
Yeah, I got that on
like,
my app.
Unplugged did some of the greatest albums of our time.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
You know?
Unplugged was dope. I feel like Tiny Desk kind of picked up where they kind of left off a little bit. I feel like
a little bit.
A little similar vibes there.
What's your favorite Jay album?
I can't do it.
Come on. Just one.
I already know mine.
What is it?
Blueprint. The first one.
Y'all gonna hate me.
That would probably be in my top 3.
Yeah,
I think that would be my number 3 because it's definitely Reasonable Doubt, Unplugged, and then probably Blueprint. It's kind of hard for me because I'm on the fence with Blueprint and Hard Knock Life.
Okay, yeah, that was
because Hard Knock Life was like literally every.
That's why he had the
song.
leather jacket on.
Yeah, and he had the joint. What was that joint? What was the joint he did with Jazzo on there? Oh fuck! What was the name of that song? Like, I still to this day, even though I don't know the song, I can rap every single lyric. Both of their parts. Right. Like, that was a banger.
I got the actual CD. Well, my dad does. He gave it to me. I got
CD?
That. Yeah, I got the CD. You know, I still listen to CDs.
What's the CD?
There you go.
What are those? What's the
y'all gonna stop coming for me like this.
Ain't nobody telling you to talk about a Betamax. Half your viewers right now, what's a Betamax?
I think for me, man, when it comes to Jay's albums, bro, I actually started liking more of Jay's albums later on. And I'm like the complete opposite because most people will go back to his earlier projects, Black Album, Reasonable Doubt, Unplugged, Hard Knock Life.
You gotta go back.
I know.
Black Album was a banger, and I'm sorry to say this in light of what they put on TV, but Best of Both Worlds was a banger.
Best of both worlds. It was like,
you talking about with R. Kelly?
Yes.
Oh no,
that
shit
joint
was garbage, bro.
I don't care what nobody says.
Don't waste your time with that.
I'll pee on everybody. I don't care. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Like,
one day I'm gonna have to go back and just listen to.
Bro,
not one day, but like a month. It's gonna take me like a month.
You're gonna be mind blown when you listen to it.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I still mind blown. I was just listening to Blueprint 2.5 or some shit like that.
Yeah, and I actually wasn't a big fan of the 2.5.
Me either, but
it just there was nothing really surprising about it. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't okay with the music they put on it, as much as that I expected for something that would just blow my mind.
Right.
Yeah, I just my expectations were here, and the album hit here.
Right.
You know?
But that album was still better than a lot of people's shit.
Oh yeah.
So that joint is mind blowing.
You know, some of the so I actually enjoyed Blueprint 3 because it was like kind of Jay like paying homage to the new wave coming out. Like he had Kid Cudi on there, J. Cole on there, Drake on there. Before they were who they were.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And
because when he did that track with J. Cole was still in the projects in Fayetteville.
Exactly.
Like, that boy had nothing.
Nothing at all. All he had was Life Please. He could
that
demo to
and
Jay.
legitimately was still driving his mama's car.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was huge. You know, he also signed, Wale as well, too. What else? You know, he said that his worst album that he ever made was Kingdom Come.
It is.
But it's not.
It's not.
Kingdom Come was actually great.
I put Kingdom Come above 444.
Oh,
easily.
Wait. No, I don't know about that. But Kingdom Come was a great album. Kingdom Come was a great album.
I gotta go back.
Because Kingdom Come's the joint he got with he got a track on there with Justin Timberlake, right?
Yeah. Justin Timberlake.
I do like Beach Chair. That track
Beach
is
Chair was lit.
Yeah.
And then the other one too. This to me, I think might be my favorite J album right now. Magna Carta, Holy Grail. That was the one with JT. That was the one with Justin Timberlake.
I take that back. That might
Holy Grail.
Bars wise,
and
lyrics. That might be his worst album.
Yeah. Who?
Jay's.
What you talking
Magna
about?
Carta with the bars and lyrics.
His worst album?
Magna Carta, yes. The production was phenomenal.
It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss on that one. I'm not
really didn't like.
I'm not co-signing that one.
You got people like Pharrell, Rick Rubin, and Timberland in the same room.
You're talking about production, though. I'm saying lyrics and bars. Like, he was real, like, lackadaisical with this, right? In my eyes. It wasn't a Jay like I'm used to.
It was Jay flexing. I'll say that. I think
it was really no effort in that joint when he was rapping.
I don't want to say that about Jay-Z's album. That's disrespectful. Anyway, we've been rapping about Jay for a minute. We got to get into some other shit. So, we told you guys who our top albums are. Let's talk about the new singles, the new music that dropped. Let's just talk about. We're gonna talk about these two. That jump, this jump, please. Yeah, we don't got much time. Skybox, Gunna.
Fire.
It's hot.
No, that joint's fire.
Okay.
You're gonna have to listen to it. We did this before.
I know. Gunna, I don't know what it is about Gunna, bro, but it takes me a minute to listen to any one of his music.
He got a different voice. I like it.
What you got?
No, I'm lying voice.
As soon as y'all asked the question, he looked over here like, oh, they've gone too far.
No, I'm lying voice.
All right, moving on. This joke just dropped like an hour before the podcast. Lil Yachty featuring Drake, featuring the baby, Oprah's bank account.
Fire. The video was fire, bro. I really enjoyed it.
Look, I didn't watch it or listen to it because as soon as it dropped, he started watching it. The first thing out of his mouth is, "This nigga dressed up like Oprah." I said, "Fuck that song." Exactly. It was an instant response. I can't fucking stand it.
I know.
Fuck that nigga. I hope he died.
Hey, yo, he going,
We gonna have no fun for y'all. Sorry.
At all.
Woo! Thank God we don't get charged for cussing in.
Jesus Christ, because I owe so much money right now. Anyway, but yeah, exactly what Rico said, man. I do not like demasculating black men so much. Like, it's just, when they throw this shit to you on camera, we dealing with the shit with Dwayne Wade and his 12-year-old kid.
Let's not touch on that.
I'm not going to go all the way into it.
I'm not going to lie. It doesn't make sense, but we're going to let it happen. We're going to let it happen. I'm not going to lie.
If you're not old enough to get a tattoo, you're not old enough to do that. That's all I'm going to say.
There's a docuseries that talks about that shit. But what I will say is this, okay? Now, I'm about to show my age for real. All right? You know who did this first?
Oh Lord, we really
Do you
about
have
to get
any clue?
into this.
You know?
I'm not into this.
Do you know it?
I'm not talking
Okay.
about it.
The first ones to do this exact same thing. Like, essentially, I feel like he should be charged for a sample. It's that close.
Yeah.
Queen.
Okay.
Queen did a video. And oh my God, if I can remember the name of that song, where they dressed up as women through the entire thing because of the fact that people had just found out the lead singer was gay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's actually it's the two videos, like it's creepy. Like and I mean we're talking about Queen, like 78 Queen.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know. A lot of people watching right now have no idea who Queen even is.
You mean Queen Radio? Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, we're talking about like rock band Queen.
Right.
Like, Queen legitimately did the exact same thing. And I wish I could remember. I want to say it's Bicycle, but I think I might be wrong with that.
Okay.
But they did a song where their video was them depicted as men dressed as women, which was supposed to be a shot at people talking about the lead singer being gay, which had just been brought to light. Which is why that video is so fucking weird.
It's just weird. Like, okay, I mean, the concept is dope. You know what I mean? You have Lil Yachty dressed up as Oprah doing an Oprah show, and he's interviewing Drake, and he's interviewing the baby. That's a dope concept. I just don't understand why Lil Yachty has to be
He doesn't have to be Oprah.
He doesn't have to be Oprah.
You could have hired anyone to be Oprah.
Right.
And you could have been on the interview too.
Yeah, exactly.
You're being weird.
Yeah, I mean, you're reaching.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just don't think that needed to be it. You know what I mean?
No, it's not that deep for me. I just think it's just entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they want you to believe. That's exactly what they want.
And for me, as an older guy,
what y'all think
I look
about
at
Martin
that.
Lawrence?
I think the same exact way. I think exactly what Dave Chappelle thinks. Why do all the successful black comedians have to wear dresses? Dave Chappelle's the only one that does it. He's the only one that said no. They came to him and was like, yeah, you know, this kid will be so funny. You know, we just gonna put you in this dress.
I mean,
and he was
think
like,
about
no.
think about your mainstream black comedians. Martin Lawrence did Big Mama's House.
Right.
Like Medea.
Like,
come on, bro.
But listen, I
He
feel
did
like
Jhené first, though.
I get what y'all saying.
He did do Jhené.
But, so I get what y'all saying, like with the Medea and the Big Mamas, whatever. But I feel like if you're willing, like with Yachty, I feel like nobody was making him do that. I feel like this is an idea because he comes up, he directs his own video. You know, he writes a lot of his songs and other people's songs. Like, he's a good writer.
Yeah, Lil Yachty.
So I feel like it was just all jokes. And with the new age rappers, I feel like they are picking at people that are older because they know they're going, you know, like, why do you dress up in a dress and stuff like that? But it's really just a joke, and you don't need to take it that seriously.
It also sounds like he's seeking attention, though. Like, why do you need that kind of attention? There's just other ways that you could did this record, you know what I mean, without showing another black man in the dress.
I just feel like it's entertainment.
As an older guy, to me, it brings back that Queen Day.
Okay.
And it looks to me like this boy gay. And he don't know how to tell the world.
Right.
Which I'll say in this day and age doesn't make sense.
I mean, if you want to be gay, be gay.
Like you just said, like Dwayne Wade's son is
12,
7.5, and he decided he's a woman. So I think you can be gay at 19.
Right. But overall, I mean, moving away from that, Lil Yachty's video was dope. At the end of the day, I do like the music. I like the bars. I like the song.
I like what Drake said in the interview.
Drake's music videos, his skits and stuff like that are fucking hilarious.
He's a good actor, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Grassy.
Yeah. He said I have to turn on my LSC, and I'm like, the light skin capabilities, like.
I tweeted that too. I relate to that.
Oh my god, bro, that joke was hilarious. But dang, we ran out of time.
The baby said some funny stuff too, though.
Yeah, both the interviews, you know, on that music video was dope content. But all right, guys, that's gonna have to do it for this episode of Top Hill, episode 24, featuring the CEO of DCA Customs. My man Rico.
This was fun.
This was a dope ass pod, man. Thank you so much for gracing our studio, man. You know you family, bro. Whenever you want to come through, you're welcome. Let me know. Well, actually, let the people know where they can find you and what everything like that.
Focus on the shop page, not the personal, because they kept posting it. The personal page is actually about to get deleted, but the business page is going to be DCA_customs with an S.
Not with a Z?
No. We are whole grown ups this week. At least for 3 more days.
Bro.
But yeah, DCA_customs. You can find me pretty much anything on there. All my services are available there. There's Groupons running for me right now. Sales running for me right now. DCA apparel available. Like this shirt in particular, $25.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. $25. I got a bunch of them. I got ladies tees. I got men's tees. I got hoodies. Whatever you want to do. It's all on the page. Email rico@dcacustoms.com. I can get any orders fulfilled there as well.
All right, that's okay. I'm gonna put my order in as soon as this episode's over. Thank you again, man.
I'm loving my shirt.
All right, that's Top Hill episode 24. My name is E-Money Boss.
I'm Chad Visionary.
Go wash your hands. No coronavirus.
Right.
Corona for everyone.
We out. Peace.
Peace.
Not coronavirus.
What's the name?